hopefully that helps to make it clear and give you an idea of how to study and prepare. Um, but I want to bring up the idea as well that essays have to answer prompts directly, not just sprinkle key terms. Your whole essay is trying to answer the prompt the whole time. So that being said, prompts are quite specific in what they want, especially exam prompts from VCA. So don't memorize essays. You will get very low marks for memorized essays, and they're very easy to spot. Now, when we break down a prompt, I said the contention and the argument have to be directly related. So looking at a prompt, in After Darkness, friendship is the primary powerful force for good. Do you agree? So your contention, your interpretation that goes in your intro, is your main answer to the prompt that encompasses your main argument and your counter argument. For instance, whilst friendship promotes good throughout the text, one must also consider broader determining factors that create good in this microcosm of World War II. So it says, I do agree that friendship is a primary force for good. However, I believe there are other factors that create good even more in this setting. So we can see it does exactly what I said. And then your arguments are like your why. Why do you believe what you do in your contention? Prove it. And we can see here there's an argument about friendship acting as a primary force for good. Another one that also agrees with the prompt explains how it's a primary powerful force for good. And there's the third one, that's the counter argument that says there is something else other than friendship that is even more important in this setting. And that's been identified as exposure. So, approach your prompts, highlight the key terms so you understand what needs to be discussed. None of them can be disregarded. Every key term must be addressed in your essay through your arguments and sub-arguments. You can turn the prompt into a question or even move words around as long as it doesn't change the meaning of it, to make it easier to answer for your essay. Come up with questions to write your topic sentences as well. So we'll look at an example and try to find the strongest ideas. Don't go with your first ideas. Looking at this prompt, despite Atwood's portrayal of Gilead as soulless and destructive, she has nevertheless succeeded in giving the reader a sense of optimism. To what extent do you agree? I would actually highlight succeeded as well. Did she succeed or not? So we've highlighted the keywords. Remember that soulless and destructive is not the same. So you need to both examine somewhere. It shouldn't mention Gilead in any of your arguments, okay? That should be within your body paragraph because we said character names cannot be in topic sentences, okay? So present an idea and Gilead will be examined within the body of that body, within that body paragraph somewhere through evidence and analysis. Now, soulless means he doesn't care about anything. Destructive means he destroys things. So you need to analyze these terms separately in your essay. You need to, that's to some level, examine whether she succeeded. Did she even set out to create a sense of optimism? Or did she set out to create a different sense for readers completely? So we see it's been rephrased as a question. If that helps you, go for it. If it's easier to phrase as a question, if you like to leave it as a statement, that's also fine. That's an optional step. And then you ask questions to come up with your arguments. For example, is Gilead completely soulless? Does he have different qualities? Does Atwood succeed in giving the reader optimism? Is this what she was even trying to do? Is there a different thing that she was trying to achieve? Why is there optimism? What's causing it? Nothing's mentioned by the prompt. Just why is there optimism? Is it due to Atwood's portrayal of Gilead, or is it despite her portrayal? Is there a different reason there's a sense of optimism in the text? What kind of optimism is afforded? You could come up with 100 different questions for a prompt, and that's just a few. And then we have an overall contention. topic sentences, we just complete that plan. So our overall contention, Atwood's Handmaid's Tale is a harsh admonition of a regressive theocracy and patriarchal hegemony, offering a sense of optimism only in its reformation. So we're saying that we disagree with the prompt. There is no optimism, okay? In the first half of this contention statement, we're saying it's basically a critique of because it's a dystopian text, it's a critique of a awful society with an awful belief system. It's patriarchal, male dominated, and the only sense of optimism we get is from thinking that things could change. That's the counter argument. There is some hope that things may change in the future. And we see each argument relates to that contention idea quite well. So as we said, you cannot completely agree, you cannot completely disagree, and you cannot be neutral. A counter argument is needed whether you agree with the prompt more or you disagree with the prompt more. You'll still need a counter argument.